It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for being here. I'm your host for today, Kevin McIntosh. Starting off with our top story for today, Civic Center TV introducing a new feature to enhance your website experience. And Civic Center TV's very own Tyler Keefe joins us from our production office with more information. Tyler?
Thank you, Kevin. It's a great new feature we have on our website that enhances accessibility to our website for those of all different needs across greater West Bloomfield. It's called a widget, just a simple button on the right side of our web page, whether you're viewing on your computer web browser or you're viewing on your mobile phone. Either way, this feature is going to be available to you, and it provides a number of different elements that will sort of change the look of our website as you rifle through those different elements. So Ryan at Master Control is going to help me out as I show you through some of these. Ryan, before we get going, I'm going to have you X out of the accessibility menu at the top right corner. As you see on the right side of the page, right next to my beautiful face in our live player, there's that green button with kind of a stick figure looking guy in the middle of it. Click on that button, the accessibility menu will pop out, and here's where you're going to find all of these different features available to you on our website. There's 16 of them in total. We'll go through a few of them during this demonstration, kicking off with the screen reader. Now, you're not going to hear this on our broadcast right now, but Ryan, if you click on screen reader and you were to highlight, let's say, that first description from one of our recent episodes of The Splash, on your computer, when that is highlighted, it'll show up yellow and it will read to you that description word for word. No matter where you highlight on the website, it'll read that in total. Here's it going right now. It's highlighted itself in yellow. It's going to read that entire passage. It'll do that for links. It'll do that for titles. It'll do that for show listings on the right side of the page, all of that. So we'll click through that a couple more times, Ryan, which will ultimately deselect that feature and move on to something else really cool. So sometimes our website is a little bright for people's eyes. You may be a little bit sensitive to all the bright colors because of the white background on the page. So if you click on the contrast button, that will allow you to either invert the colors and make it a little bit spooky if that's your style of need, or essentially turn our website into dark mode with dark contrast. Get those brighter colors that make up a large majority of the background out of the frame. So Ryan will click through that a couple more times. Just another one of those fantastic features. Click through that one more time and we'll turn that feature off and it'll return the website to the original design. Now, a very common issue that will affect residents of Greater West Bloomfield, and really anybody, I'm nearsighted, that's why I wear these glasses, so sometimes when things are a bit of a distance away from me, as my computer screen is at this time, I'll click on bigger text and it will enhance the size of the text on the screen without distorting the web page and zooming in all different areas at once. It keeps the website centered and in a normal view for you, but just with bigger text. And we got various sizes of that. So Ryan, click through a couple more times. You'll see text get bigger and bigger, no matter how much you need that size to grow in order to be legible for your preferences. You'll be able to do that on civiccentertv.com. Sometimes you have trouble finding the cursor. That cursor button you see there on your page on the right side, Ryan will click on that. You click that, and anytime you're on our page, as long as you're on civiccentertv.com, our cursor will be even larger. You also have a reading mask, so you can keep your specific area that you're looking over on the website. My favorite feature in that panel, if you click through one more time, Ryan, my helper at Master Control, is the reading guide. You'll never lose your spot. As you scroll down line by line, it'll help you navigate across the page. There's also a number of other features available, especially for those that maybe afflicted with dyslexia. Ryan, if you go up a couple of lines there on the right side, that dyslexia-friendly button changes the font of the typeface on our website to be a little bit more dyslexia-friendly, enhances features of letters and other characters, which will make them a little bit easier, at least, for those with dyslexia. It may not resolve the issue entirely, but a little bit more friendly, and another button there makes it just a more generalized font if you need something that's sans serif and very easy to read. We'll click through that and get to the end of that. The last one that I'm going to go through is really cool one. It's the dictionary option. You click on that, and anything you highlight on our web page, it's going to give you the definition of that word. So reporter, it's going to bring that up. It's going to tell you a few different definitions. We got 5 of those in there. If you don't know how to pronounce the word, you can click the read button in the bottom left section of that, and it will play the audio over your computer speakers or your headphones or your earbuds, whatever you're using, and tell you how to say reporter. It'll also help you spell it as well, all for helping those expanding their vocabulary or perhaps learning English as a second language. These are just some of the many features, again, in that widget through UserWay on our website on civiccentertv.com. We have a limited amount of time on the show during the Splash Live to go over this in the special segment, and you have a limited amount of time that you're watching us as well on civiccentertv.com, on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. So if you want to learn more about these features, go a little bit more in depth, learn about all 16 of those buttons and everything that this new accessibility option brings to you from civiccentertv.com. civiccentertv.com/accessibility is our webpage for that. And in addition to civiccentertv.com/accessibility, we'll have this video posted on our website so you can watch this back and learn even more. And we're going to post this to our social media. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to get to that page and learn about these exciting new features that make our website even more accessible to people in Greater West Bloomfield and beyond. Kevin.
Thank you so much for that information, Tyler. And as you were going through the website yourself, I was joining in, going through the website myself, looking at all the new accessibility features. I think it's going to help out great, even for me just doing my live reads and going through the website myself. So great feature that we added, civiccentertv.com/accessibility for more information. With these fluctuating temperatures in the wintertime, sometimes it's above freezing, sometimes it's below freezing temperatures, but there is one local running group that is staying together and connected no matter what the temperatures are. I recently joined this social run club as they actually told me a little bit more about why it's important for them to come together during the wintertime to stay connected and fitted.
I've been running with the Fleet Feet Run Group when it was Running Fit since about 15 years ago. And the run group as itself kind of went away for a while, and now it's coming back. We're building that back up, and I'm happy to be a part of that.
So these are people that I've run with in other contexts as well. Some of these folks run out at Lake Orion, on the hills in Lake Orion, and I see them out there. I just enjoy that. It's a fitness activity and a social activity, social connection.
Fleet Feet's weekly social runs in West Bloomfield is open to runners and walkers of all skill levels. With the motto, no runner or walker left behind, these meetings offer a supportive and welcoming community.
So I really like the diversity. I like how when it gets busy, everybody's talking to each other, because sometimes there's only a few people here to work and that, wait a little bit, but then everyone entertains each other. It's just a really good community. I think it's a common medium, for people to come together.
Although Fleet Feet has multiple locations across Southeast Michigan, we asked why West Bloomfield is a great place to run.
So one of the largest things that I've found since being here at the West Bloomfield store is the West Bloomfield Trail. I think it's an amazing trail, whether you're walking, whether you're running, whether you're just trying to get out the door and enjoy the weather. The nature looks beautiful. The West Bloomfield Nature Preserve, really nice place, which we do have a group walk there on Mondays.
Despite the cold temperatures, the group meets every Wednesday evening, embracing the challenge and benefits of outdoor running. Even staff says it's not just about fitness, it's about friendship, positive energy, and the sense of accomplishment that comes with braving the elements.
I mean, we all know the winter months are slow, long, dark. Obviously, that doesn't help with people and their depression, general wellness. So being outside, being moving, seeing other people is just a really great way to lift the mood, lift the spirit, and breathe in that fresh air.
Whether you're aiming for a 3-mile walk or a 6-mile run, Fleet Feet ensures everyone feels included. Many runners say the group helps them stay motivated, build confidence, and connect with like-minded individuals in Greater West Bloomfield.
The run group has just a lot of people that really know a lot about running and how to start running and what it really takes and the struggles you have. It's never about speed, it's never about distance, just getting out and enjoying yourselves, having a social, and then making it a habit so that it's something that really becomes part of your life and your lifestyle.
So this group is very beneficial in terms of motivation. There's social connection. A lot of times it's easier to get out and do a run, especially in this crappy weather. Now, right now it's not icy, but sometimes it gets pretty dicey outside, and it's good to have somebody with you in case of an emergency, so you have somebody to call. And the camaraderie is helpful for motivation.
If you are interested in learning a little bit more or joining their social run group, you can go directly to their location at the Shops at Old Orchard on Orchard Lake Road and Maple Road, right inside that shopping center. You'll be able to find them right there in the corner. Very friendly staff as well. Ensuring website accessibility helps local businesses and government agencies right here within Greater West Bloomfield reach a more broader audience, improve community engagement, and demonstrate inclusivity. Some common issues include poor color contrast, missing alternative text for images, lack of captions for videos, and so much more. There's so many different moving parts when it comes to a website's accessibility. So joining us right here live on The Splash to explain a little bit more about it, we have Director of Marketing and Digital Web Services for Oakland University, Mr. Todd Nucci. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I want to pretty much start off with just defining some of the basics, right? ADA and WCAG, from my knowledge, Americans with Disabilities Act and a Web Content Accessibilities Guideline. Can you just explain what these two things are first?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, what this means in a nutshell is this means that no matter what a user's disability is, when they come to your website, they need to be able to access it, engage with it like they would any able-bodied person who's visiting there as well.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Just like you would want anyone who has any disability to enter your physical location, you want the same thing for anyone who has some type of disability to visit your digital location as well. Thanks for providing that. Now, with that being said, are there any or what are the key obligations for government agencies and businesses regarding digital accessibility under those guidelines?
Yeah, so the key factors right now, I mean, so there's a change happening kind of right in front of us. So there's all of the accessibility issues that happened prior, which means, you know, your website, just like you said, you need to have your color contrast, duplicate links, things like that. But the next part that's coming out, these new implications that we're focusing on right now are going to involve data accuracy. So information accuracy is going to be a big one. And furthermore, on top of that, it's going to be whether you have your information behind a authenticated or an unauthenticated website, whether that's remediated as well. So if you have information behind a firewall, all of those pieces will need to be remediated moving forward. It's no longer going to be a space where we can hide some of those internal pieces. Every piece will need to be accessible moving forward.
Interesting. So it's a little bit more broader than just what we're seeing, just literally visibly on the website. It goes into making sure the information is accurate. They're not hiding any information and things in that direction. So I never really knew that, but that's why we have you here also. Director of Marketing and Digital Web Services for Oakland University, Mr. Todd Nucci, just talking about ADA and WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines and rules for government agencies in West Bloomfield and local businesses as well. With that being said, are there any steps that local businesses and organizations can take to make their websites and digital spaces more compliant with these rules?
Absolutely. I think the important thing to understand is that you're not going to do it all at once, right? So building a plan is going to be very important. And I think it all starts with educating your constituents, would that be the people you work with, the people that are going to be working on the website, uploading information. It's important that everybody understands the reasons why we're doing this, why we have to add the alt text to an image, like you said, why we have to add the caption to a video. Once people understand why they have to take those extra steps, then it becomes a little bit easier for them to implement those. So work to develop a plan. Like, you're not going to do it all at once. So taking care of those high traffic areas first, where you expect to have user engagement, making sure those pages are accessible, and then working your way through the rest. I think it's important to show a best faith effort as you work through this. Again, the website, it's not going to happen right away. So it's going to take time. Just continue to show your best faith effort to your constituents, to the community, that, hey, we're working to provide you with that space that you expect.
Yes, it is a task in itself. I would agree with that, Mr. Nucci, considering the fact that if you already have a website established, you probably have so many different moving parts, a lot of content. To go in and enter that alternative text on every single image would take like we said, depending on what you have going on. So to start off with the most trafficked pages first makes so much sense, and I'm glad you provided that context as well. So I want to kind of pick your brain on something. Are there some common accessibility issues that you've probably seen on websites yourself, maybe even some local websites that you feel like should be addressed? And how should they be addressed?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the top most common issues that we see on a website where it applies to ADA compliance is going to be, like you said, the alt text, right? So ensuring that all images on your website have an alt text, and that means that a screen reader, if a user comes to your website and they're using a screen reader due to limited sight, it's going to be able to tell what the images are on that page. Some of them may just be decorative, but some of them are essential to the goal of that page, and those ones need to be outlined and identified for the users. The next piece is going to be color contrast. I think a lot of times we want to be a little creative with font colors and things like that, but understanding how that's going to read to somebody who has a color blindness or limited sight, it could really impact their ability to ingest that information. Another part is going to be automation. A lot of websites are putting videos on, or putting a background video that will just play immediately when you come to that page. And for a lot of people, that's not a big deal. But for some, they need to be able to pause that video or stop it. Some way to control what is happening on that screen. Another big one is duplicate link. A lot of websites will just, if on a link that they expect someone to click on, it'll just say click here or read more. And you'll see that several times on a website. If you are using technology that just highlights those links, then it's just going to read more, and they're not going to understand what that link is. So explaining that full link, read more about this article, will give the person the understanding of what they're clicking, what they're clicking on.
It's a lot of, I'm gonna be honest, it may be considered a lot of tedious work, But it is important if you want to be considerate for your consumer, for the patrons, and the people that support your organization and your business. It's like I said, once again, great information that I hope our audience is listening to, especially if you own or manage a website or a digital space in general. You may have the option to do so, may have overlooked it, but this is why we actually do things like that. I want you to also briefly speak on how digital accessibility could impact customer engagement and brand reputation for local businesses.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I think that over 20% of the population is dealing with some sort of disability. So if we are stewards of the community, especially at Open University, it is our responsibility to ensure that each and every student, prospective student, current student who is working to improve their life has all of the tools and the ability to engage just as anyone else. And that's what that can help separate you from other institutions. If that's your focus, then that 20% may start to lean your way as opposed to the other people, the other areas that are just not taking and worrying about that focus like you need to as a steward of the community.
Right, exactly. I'm glad you spoke to that too, because just comparing it to a physical side of things, like just imagine if you were a person in a wheelchair or a person on crutches or whatever, and they didn't have a wheelchair ramp, or they had a bunch of stairs that you just couldn't climb. So it's like literally limiting accessibility to your business or your organization by not being considerate of some of the other things people may deal with. So once again, thank you for that.
100%.
Don't want to hold you up too much longer, sir, but just want to ask any additional information that can help local businesses in regard to accessibility, trends that you foresee in digital accessibility, or other tips that you would like to give out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that everyone needs a tool to help them with this ADA. So making sure that you have a third-party tool that is going to scan your site, find those broken links, find misspellings, find duplicate links, and present them in a manner that's going to help you to resolve those. Again, it's not going to happen in one day, so you need to take it in chunks, and a tool is going to help that. Another piece in terms of trends, I'm very hopeful to see what AI means for accessibility, what it means for users, the tools and how it will open up doors for them, but also for the individuals working on the websites. How will AI help us to give them a more compliant website? So those two things I think are big in the future and moving forward, and ensuring that we're going to have compliant websites for everyone in the future.
It's almost like we cannot have a conversation about the future without somehow mentioning AI, because it's definitely part of our future regardless. Once again, we appreciate your information and your time. Director of Marketing and Digital Web Services for Oakland University, Mr. Todd Nucci. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So much information to consider when it comes to that. You can rewatch that entire interview on our website, civiccentertv.com, on the on-demand page shortly after we are done with the broadcast. So much more information that is also very vital to our community, including a community event coming up for a great charity and a great cause. We'll get into that very, very soon. We are live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
I'm Gina Gregory, president of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. I'm excited that Civic Center TV has reached 1 million views on YouTube. Congratulations. That's just terrific. We appreciate everything Civic Center does for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society and the community. For us, they promote and highlight our events. It's awesome to have them available 24/7 on YouTube. I'm Gina Gregory and proud to be one in a million.
What people are watching in Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. Valentine's Day 2025 is right around the corner. Do you have plans for your loved one? Spend some quality time together? If not, consider the Valentine's Day dance with the Fred Astaire Studios right here in West Bloomfield. I am so excited to be joined currently by the lead choreographer and dance instructor for Fred Astaire Dance Studios, Tamerlyn Gadiroff and Micah McDonald. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
We definitely appreciate you both for being here and for bringing such a great event to our community. First and foremost, let's start off with you, Tamerlyn. If you don't mind, just give out the details of the event, the where, the when, the registration, things people need to know.
Sure. Well, we do have a Thursday party, which is on February 13 at 7 p.m. It's the right day before Valentine's Day because people will be busy on Friday. That's why we do this on Thursday. It's at 7 p.m., 1.5 hours until 8:30. Admission fee will be $30 per person. They have to have a dress code, which is going to be red color or pink color. We will have general dancing, line dances, champagne, put some snacks, so make sure they will enjoy their time together. And also, they don't have to come just as a couple. They can come by themselves as well.
There you go. There'll be plenty of love in the building, even if you come here in solo. I appreciate that. So, Tamerlyn, just get into what people can expect from this experience in general.
Oh, they will have fun. They will have more like, to make themselves feel comfortable, to socialize more, improve their mood. Reduce stress. I mean, what else they can do? Boost their confidence. I mean, they will just celebrate their accomplishments. I mean, they will feel comfortable over there. Of course, we will have a lot of dancing. They're not gonna sit and just watch what we're doing. I mean, everybody will dance, and by the time if they need snacks or drinks, they will always can do that anytime.
Yeah, get out there, burn some of that energy, burn some calories, have a good time, get a little silly, physical activity. I mean, it sounds like a good time to me. Micah, coming over to you and asking you a little bit about it. I want to know from your experience, what makes dancing such a great way to celebrate love and relationships, whether it's romantic or just a social kind of thing, Micah?
Oh, well, dancing is a really great way to, if you're in a relationship, to just kind of celebrate each other and be closer with each other, learn a new skill together that you can use out at like weddings, parties, or just anything else in your future together. And if you're not in a relationship, it's still really great to learn because then you can use these skills to maybe go out and meet somebody or just for yourself if you want to have fun and learn a new skill for yourself. Like,
Yeah. Show off some of those new dance moves you was probably doing in private at home in the mirror. Go ahead and take it out to the dance floor. This is a great time to do it. With us right here live on The Splash, lead choreographer and dance instructor from the Fred Astaire Dance Studios, Tamerlan Gadarov and Micah McDonald joining us talking about their Thursday, February 13th, Valentine's Day dance. Sounds very exciting. A great time to get out there and collaborate or connect with the community as well. So Tamerlan, asking you, are there any popular dance styles that people enjoy at social events like this?
Of course. Well, specific for Valentine's Day, we will put more like love dances in terms of like rumba, some salsa, like to put some spice on it. I mean, to feel them a little bit comfortable in terms of they don't have to learn step. They just will dance together, enjoy their time together, and yeah, we'll have rumba. It will be waltz. It will be salsa. It will be hustle. I mean, all line dances. Everything where makes them feel comfortable and be happy together. I mean, we will try to teach them, and of course, it's going to be general dancing a lot. They don't have to just stay and learn all 1.5 hours, and that's why it's more like a party-ish. I mean, it will be like not specific dancing we're going to teach, but for sure I will teach some. I mean, me and Micah will teach something like similar or like easy to do right away at the beginning, even if they don't have any dance experience before. They still will learn in a couple minutes and good to go. Dance 1.5 hours.
Good. I was curious about that because I'm wondering for the person like myself who may not be super experienced with salsa or rumba or even line dancing for that most part, like how would you make us feel more comfortable and make us feel more connected? But you explained it very, very well with that being said. I want to continuously...
One more thing let me just say.
Please.
Sorry. We don't have to, I mean, it doesn't have to be only couples to come to our studio. We have a singles day coming, I mean, gentlemen, ladies, because they don't need partners to come here. Basically, they are partners. And that's what teachers are here to do. We're also, instead of teach with them, I mean, we're not just teaching, we're also dancing with them as well.
Right. Good. See, and thank you for breaking that down because there could be some people who are aspiring to come and maybe even shy, but they just like to know that little reassurance right there as well. Micah, I would love to know with you being, a part of the dance studio as well, for someone who has never danced, how does your studio enhance or ensure that fun and inclusive experience at events like this?
Our studio is really great with handling beginners. I'm actually new to the studio myself as well, teaching here. I've been teaching at other studios before, and I'd say this one is probably the best for handling beginners. Our students here are very welcoming. They want people to learn. They love dance, and so they want other people to love it as much as they love it. And us teachers, we're used to handling beginners. That's what we do. Yeah. So we know exactly how to help you. It's no stress. It's very, very easy. We'd love to have beginners here.
Love that. And I'm glad you told us that too. So welcome to the Fred Astaire Studios right here in West Bloomfield. We're happy to have you here. And with that being said, how do you feel like that your specific studio where you are now in West Bloomfield, how do you feel like that has influenced the dance culture right here in the greater West Bloomfield area?
Our students, like I said, they want people to learn how to dance, so they want to make a community of it, as well as us teachers, Tamerlan and I. So the more people we can get in here to dance, the more of a community we can build in dance and just have fun with it,
Love that. What do you see for the future of dance right here in our area?
For the future of dance, I'd love to have, oh my goodness, more people to come in, share the love, share the dance, Tamerlan, you have any ideas?
Well, my idea is always to have a new people to come in terms of like build new relationship with the students. I mean, it's always we're always excited when we see our group classes or parties are fully booked. Like people even calls us and we're like, oh, today we have full maximum capacity, I mean, that these times happens too, but, it's like a slow start of the winter and it's a new year. Beginning of the year, it's only just January, February. That's why the people start coming back from the vacations, from the and they're like, okay, we have to go back work,
Yeah, no, I get it. Burn off some of that holiday lag that we all had for a while and kind of get back into it. And I love that too. So we appreciate both of you being here once again from the Fred Astaire Dance Studios of West Bloomfield. Lead choreographer and dance instructor Tamerlan Gadirov and Micah McDonald. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yes, we love having you both here. Once again, that Valentine's Day dance will be happening on Thursday, February 13th, 7 p.m., Fred Astaire Dance Studio, another event for you to kind of enjoy by yourself or with a loved one on Valentine's Day. So something that we all look forward to right here in West Bloomfield. There are some changes coming to some of the local parks that you enjoy. And West Bloomfield Parks Executive Director Kelly Heyer talks to our very own Jay Schaaf about the newly announced updates to the Pine Lake Park and the Innovate spin on a traditional playground.
And here to tell us more about some of these updates, we have the Executive Director of West Bloomfield Parks, Kelly Heyer, joining us today on The Splash. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. I know things have been very busy over in parks. You guys have been doing a lot of great work here in the community, and I'm really interested in hearing about some of these big updates that are going to be coming to Pine Lake Park. Can you tell me about them?
Sure. So as you know, that we put in front of the public last year a master plan for Pine Lake Park, and the commission did adopt that. We also took it to the Bloomfield Hills School District, as you know, our partner in that park agreement. And we are tackling two things at Pine Lake for 2025. And of course, the playground, the top requested amenity, is one of them. But we're also simultaneously planning out the entire park. So some cost savings will happen when you engineer the entire thing. And that is something we told the township or asked of the township for consideration when we're going back to Planning Commission and site review, that we would have the whole park planned out, but we would build it in phases. So we haven't received back the quotes for the engineering yet, but we are going to be probably taking that to commission next month. But we started researching the playgrounds. So as you know, we did a big improvement to Drake Sports Park playground last year. And that's the first playground that we have installed ourselves without a big park renovation. And it was a big refresh that was desperately needed. So coming off of that playground project, we learned some things. And we have talked to the township again in the permitting and the process that is needed to install playgrounds. And so last night at the Parks Commission meeting, we presented our concept idea, and then we'll go back again when we have contracts passed. So can I share a little bit about the concept plan there?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay. So we are taking a different approach, and this won't come to a surprise to you, but our angle is a more natural-based playground. So typically, if you look at elementary schools or a lot of park departments in the surrounding area, you'll see the traditional plasticky based tower-based program or playground, excuse me. And so the main part will be some kind of climbing or a bridge or some kind of balance beams, but it's made out of plastic and metal, of course. And then the traditional swing sets, or like the now version of a merry-go-round or a teeter-totter. So we still want those fun elements to appear in the playground because that's the fun part. But most of the playgrounds you'll see at Pine Lake will actually be made out of rocks, stone, and timber. And so if you are able to show any pictures from the commission report last night, if not, that's okay. But the concept is, when you're approaching the playgrounds, it's on multi levels of elevation. And so kids can climb up the and it's purposely put in place steps that are made out of rock or logs that create a staircase, if you will, or it's just fun, inspirational play for kids and how they're going to traverse to the next section. And then as far as slides go and the swing sets go, that will be more traditional, but the color will be muted in more earthy tones to match the space that's Pine Lake Park.
Wow, those are some great updates. I can't wait to see how that's all going to come together in Pine Lake. And I'm really curious as to why you've decided to go down this route and what you think that these elements are going to bring to the people of West Bloomfield.
That is a great question. So we really want to inspire, we want nature to inspire kids' creativity and play. And so if you've been to the Recreation Activities Center, we have the outdoor natural play area. And the outdoor natural play area was created by our naturalists here, led by Lauren Azuri, our head naturalist. And that is, again, when you look at the space, you might go, oh, what is happening there? Because it just looks so simple and basic. But kids have a blast because what happens at the playgrounds when you have an opportunity to use a little bit more of your creativity and you're outdoors, feeling that fresh air, and you can dig a little in the dirt or the mud or turn a log over and see what's under there, or use some of the elements that we're going to purposely put out there. It just sparks a different creativity in kids, and it's just a different way to approach play. And because nature is so important to us, and we want to also complement the woodland lot that is at Pine Lake Park, we just thought, and we've seen other park districts put these in, that we should consider it. And actually, there is some really cool trending playgrounds that have just been installed that match our vision almost exactly. And so we've been able to talk to their park maintenance departments and their installer and get some feedback. And it's been very widely received by their communities. So I know it's going to be a great fit for the community of West Bloomfield.
I think so too. I mean, just hearing about all of these ideas, it is a very different playground than what you most would expect, but in the best way possible. And I think this is going to be so much fun for the people of the community. For those just joining us right now on The Splash, we have Kelly Heyer, the Executive Director of West Bloomfield Parks, joining us right now to talk about some of the big updates that are coming to Pine Lake Park very, very soon later this year. And Kelly, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are currently in the process of either looking for an architect or finalizing an architect for this project. Is that right?
For the playgrounds?
Yes.
Yes. So we are receiving engineer quotes right now from engineers, and we will engineer out the entire park. And so that will include everything, all the sport components, all the parking lot components, everything that we want to include in the spaces that are in the master plan, including the trails and the playgrounds. And in order to do that, we need to start with the engineering first, as well as the landscape architect. So when you are creating a new space for a park, there is so many different directions to go in. And we have chosen a very modest neighborhood park feel. So still the amenities that the neighbors are used to seeing and experiencing there at Pine Lake will be replaced and upgraded. But then we also are bringing a few more amenities to the park or desire to. So we are planning out the whole park base while we're also focusing on the playground, because our goal will be to break ground on the playgrounds this year and build it and open it this fall.
Well, that is great, and that answers one of my questions on the time frame of when you're going to be having these parks up and running for everybody. So they're going to be in the fall, is that correct?
Yes, so we're hoping to break grounds August 1st is our goal right now on paper, and open sometime in October. And I know some people might say, well, why would you do that? Again, typically in the industry, when you're dealing with a short window of build time in Michigan, we are also up against when a lot of our playground installers do a lot of work for schools. And so their window for school work is June and July. So they're wrapping up their projects in August. So that's what we found success in starting a project like this. And we're not competing to their other market, the sectors that they are doing business with. And so that leaves for parks some room to do park playground improvements August, September, and October.
Well, I'm sure everyone in the community can't wait to see what's going to come with Pine Lake. And I got one more question for you, Kelly, before we let you go. With the ideas that are coming into place with Pine Lake Park, do you have similar plans in place that might be coming for some of the other parks here in the community?
Well, we are doing some upgrades at Marshbank Park, and that will be released to the public soon. And that is going to be a 3-year repaving project. So that will include the walking trail and the sidewalk, as well as the parking lot resurfacing, including the front entrance of Marshbank. And so that's a big project, similar to how we did Drake several years ago now. We broke it up into 3 different years. Financially, it's more affordable that way, and we don't have to close the park very much to the public. It will be for the phases, they will be 3 months at a time. So this year, we are looking at August 1st for 3 months. That there'll be work going on at Marshbank. So again, we're going to share that with the public. And then, of course, the Connect Community Center project. We'll have a big update in February for the community as we're making progress every day there.
WB Parks, a lot of things in place, and can't wait to see how they all turn out. Kelly, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks. And I hope you guys check out the pictures, because I'm sure my verbal description didn't do it justice. But if you watch the commission meeting from last night, or we can, of course, give you some references to look at. But nature is the way to go, the theme, the inspiration for West Bloomfield Park. So we're just taking it to the playground this time.
Thank you again to Executive Director for WB Parks, Kelly Heyer, for that information and updates on Pine Lake Park and other parks. If you want to find out more information yourself, go directly to their website, wbparks.org, for more information. Coming up, we will be talking about a big event right here in the greater West Bloomfield area that supports a great cause for our youth. We'll talk about that soon. We are live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Wondering what to say to someone who's been sexually assaulted or abused?
I believe you. I'm so sorry this happened.
It's not your fault.
Confidential and anonymous help is available at the Michigan Sexual Assault Hotline. Connect with us 24/7. Call 855-VOICES-4 or text 1-866-238-1454 for help. Learn more at michigan.gov/voices4.
Hi, I'm Laura Nazuri, the Park Naturalist Supervisor for West Bloomfield Parks. Congratulations to you, Civic Center TV, for hitting 1 million views on YouTube. We really appreciate your partnership in spreading nature education in a creative way in our community. I'm Laura Nazuri, proud to be 1 in a million.
What people are watching in Kego Harbor. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for being here. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. And we are all getting ready to place our bets on a day of fun and giving for a great cause. The West Bloomfield Educational Foundation's Casino Night is happening Friday, February 7th, and it's so close, I cannot wait. So joining us right here live on The Splash to help give out more details and up the excitement for the event from the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation, we have Kristen Murray. Thank you for being here, Kristen.
Thank you, Kevin. It's great to be here.
Let's just get straight into it, talking about the facts, the essentials of it. Just give out the details of who, what, where, when, and why of Casino Night.
Okay, well, Casino Night this year is at Glen Oaks in Farmington Hills, February 7th, 7 to 11 p.m.
And we're looking forward to a great night. With that being said, so this is an event, an annual event that the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation puts together to support local, our local school district, essentially. Can you just talk about the importance of the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation raising funds for our school district?
Okay, well, the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation started in 2002. The first Casino Night was held in 2014. It was basically a fundraiser to support our schools initiative, just due to the lack of funding. And it's just been an annual event for the community year after year to fundraise so that we can pay teacher grants to provide those additional learning resources to the staff and students of the West Bloomfield School District.
And we've actually seen some of the impact of those fundings that you all provide to local elementary schools, such as Gretzko, and them utilizing it for different projects that they have for the young students. And I'm happy to see that. And when we do see it, we also share it on our platform. So great work that you all are doing as an organization. But I also want to ask you, Kristen, your personal connection. What is your personal connection to this event, and why is it so important to you?
So the event in itself, whether it be this event or any type of upcoming events, the Ed Foundation means a lot to me. I currently have a 7th grader at West Bloomfield Middle School. I've always been involved in volunteering in some form or fashion throughout his school years here in the West Bloomfield district. Previously, I was involved in some different fundraising events and, with different employers and things like that. So I just always had the passion to give back in some way. And I really enjoy what the mission stands for, the goals are for the WBEF. I think it's a great initiative. It brings together the community. It supports our staff, the schools of the West Bloomfield School District. And I just think overall, it's just a great initiative. It has so much potential to grow into something just beyond what it currently is.
Love that. And I love that the community is embracing this event and making it become a staple in the community that we all look forward to every year, by the way. With me right here live on The Splash from the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation, Kristen Murray, talking about their upcoming Casino Night on Friday, February 7th, and just talking about the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation in general. Now, I do want to ask you from your angle, from your perspective, what would a successful Casino Night look like to you?
So a successful event, whether it be casino themed or in the future, we've got some ideas that are kind of spinning around. Recently, we've become a member of the Michigan Educational Foundation, which basically houses several ed foundations throughout the Michigan areas, different Michigan areas. So being able to listen to some idea sharing that they have and some, ideas that work for them and, what might not have worked and stuff, we can kind of take it to the next level. So that's what we're looking to do this year.
Nice, nice. Love to see growth and development and love to hear about it as well also. You mentioned a couple times about future things and the other events West Bloomfield Educational Foundation has and does. Can you just talk about or share a little bit more details about WBEF and what they have for the future events?
Sure. Nothing set in stone yet as far as approvals that need to be had, and probably some getting it all, like the details, all fine details all sorted out, board approvals, things like that. But with new board members comes excitement, comes new ideas, fresh ideas. We've been collaborating and getting some ideas from the other ed foundations and some of the different fundraising techniques that they've used and activities that they've done in the past. And it just kind of sends all of our minds in a spiral as far as just getting, new ideas and just thinking, what could we do and how can we, grow the foundation. And there's some ideas out there. So, some of the past successful ones that they've accomplished is 5Ks, golf scrambles, some having just some, non-event type of items, such as some online raffles. This year we kind of tinkered in that a little bit and stuff with raffled off some Detroit Lions tickets. Ooh. So that was a success. So we're kind of looking to possibly raffle off some other items throughout the year, and just, being able to fundraise without actually throwing, several events and stuff, and planning several events. We can just do some other, more laid back approach and stuff, but fundraise at the same time, get people involved through social media, in person, maybe at, football events, family fun night, things like that.
Correct. And once again, we love everything that the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation does to support our school district, which ultimately directly impacts not only the students, but the teachers as well in their professional development. Don't want to hold you up too much longer, but I do want to ask one question. Why do you think it's important for residents to stay engaged with our local Greater West Bloomfield education initiatives and everything that's going on?
So staying engaged, I just think that by staying engaged, you know exactly like what is happening. You're seeing tools and resources being provided to your child with their learning, the different aspects as far as like STEAM programs. What the WBF is trying to do is looking to build our avenues and stuff to providing these resources to the students. And just by staying engaged, there's different with the different fundraising activities and stuff that we might have going on. Community support is key. Local business support is key. Being able to attend the events and provide these resources to the kids is so important. And we're looking right now to build an endowment fund. So that's where we are building a fund where eventually in the future, we're looking to be able to put out a scholarship in the name of the foundation. So, engaging not only parents, but local businesses, corporations, to provide sponsorships to us. So, we are attacking writing grants and things like that to gain support so that we can build a fund like that and provide that type of scholarship maybe to your potential scholar.
Correct. And essentially what I get from that is it takes that community. Not only does it take the community to be involved and engaged with it, but it takes local businesses and organizations to support and sponsor things like this as well. Well said, well played. Once again, Kristen, before we let you go, for anyone joining us again, the details of our upcoming casino night again.
Friday, February 7th, 7 to 11 p.m. It's going to be a great event. Come out and support us. We've got some fun silent auction items on the block this year. We've got some raffles going on, so bingo, so dinner and dancing. So it's a great event.
Perfect. And we are looking forward to an event where the adults play and the kids win every single time. From the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation, Kristen Murray. Thank you again for your time.
Thanks so much, Kevin. Have a great day.
You too as well. Another vital event right here in our greater West Bloomfield area, which has become a staple, and we are very, very happy to promote them as well. West Bloomfield Educational Foundation's Casino Night, annual Casino Night, happening Friday, February 7th in Farmington Hills, as well at the Glen Oaks Golf Club in Farmington Hills as well. We would love to thank you for watching and joining us on today's program. I want to thank our staff as well, Tyler Keefe, Jake Schav, Calvin Brown, and Ryan Younglove. I've been your host for today, Kevin McIntosh. Per usual, we are live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.